So if you found our site, you're probably wondering what the hell oil pulling is. And in a way, I still am kind of asking the same question. Basically, it's taking any vegetable oil and swirling it around in your mouth. The idea is that you have a lot of bacteria in your mouth, and swirling the oil removes that bacteria. After you swirl the oil in your mouth for around 20 minutes, you're supposed to spit it out, and then clean your mouth out. Rinse your mouth out with warm water, and just get rid of all of the bad stuff in your mouth. The things that it's said to help with are whitening your teeth, making your gums tighter, helping with blood sugar, and sleep. Honestly, the first day I did it, I slept like a rock that night. Like, it was crazy good sleep. And my blood sugar was a lot better. I used to have trouble eating certain things like fruit juices or anything with a lot of sugar in it would make me crash, or anything high carbohydrate would also make me crash. And this seems to, as soon as I started this, it just has went away. My teeth are whiter. They're probably not like the whitest ever, but they're a lot whiter. And the dog's happier, which really has nothing to do with oil pulling, but clearly the dog is really happy with the situation. A few things about it. First, you need to stick a lot. You can use any vegetable oil. You probably heard like sesame oil, sunflower oil. Some people use olive oil, motor oil. Actually, not motor oil. You probably don't. I wouldn't use motor oil. But you know, our site's a little bit about the coconut. So we use coconut oil. This one is from Trader Joe's. It's like super fancy one. Obviously, Chopper wants it. He does get to eat it. We'll get to that later in the site. But this is the one that we found is the best. They don't all really taste all that different, but when you swirl in your mouth, you'll get like a little sense of coconut, but there's no sugar in it. It's just like the fat of the coconut, so it's really not a big deal. If the house that you're in, apartment or barn or whatever, is below 72, I think it's 72 degrees or something, it'll be like more thick, more dense, so you'll have to like put a chunk in your mouth. If it's any hotter, then it's like an oil like olive oil or something like that, so you'll have to kind of pour it in like you're drinking a beer, I guess. But several keys. First, you have to put a lot in your mouth. That's like a big thing. You can't just put like a little bit. I think this is a tablespoon. I guess this would be a tablespoon. So you can't just put like an actual tablespoon in. It's just not enough. It'll only affect the front teeth. You have to stick it in there and glob it in there. You know, if you were to use sesame oil, I've done it before, you need to pour it in there and like get a lot in your mouth. You want it to fill up the cheeks, almost to the point to where when you're doing it, you'll feel it sort of leaking out the front, which is why you want to have a napkin. The other thing is you want to swish it around the mouth or swirl it around the mouth the whole time. You almost feel it pushing it between the teeth. So you're pushing it between these teeth and the front teeth, and just like sort of a pushing and sucking motion, so that you almost feel like a storm between the teeth, you know? And don't swallow it. Make sure you spit it out. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I haven't gotten to here. You definitely want to at least go 15 minutes, but I would say just go 20. I do it in the morning if I'm watching Good Day LA or Sports Center or any shows. Sometimes I walk the dog in the morning. There's really no one else. No one will talk to me. But a lot of people do it in the shower. And I think that's it. I mean, it's been fantastic for me. I got like, the blood sugar thing was crazy. Anyone that I've asked to do it so far, for the most part, has like slept like a rock at night after doing it. So that alone is like really, really super incredible. So, but I'll demonstrate what it looks like when I do it. Like I said, you have to get a lot in the mouth and you have to swish the entire time. If you don't put a lot in the mouth, then it really isn't like worth even doing. So I would go in, I get a chunk like that. Like I said, it looks like fat. You can tell it's a decent temperature in the room.